Okay, we're doing a video today on the best passports in the world, but I did a qualification that most of these countries in the world will not be able to pass, and that is the list of these countries had three qualifications you always want to look at when you're trying to get a passport. One is they had to allow dual citizenship, had to be English speaking. It had to allow either where you can get your income taxes to zero, either with a territorial tax system, pure tax haven status, or non-dom system. Also, they had to have a system where they had either no language test, or if they did have a language test, it was strictly in English. Okay, and I will tell you something. If you're looking to get a second passport, you need to stick to this list unless you have some sort of ancestry option you can go on because of your ancestors, where they came from, or if you're marrying someone that's a national from a country. These are some options, but other than that, I would stick with these countries that I'm giving you right here, okay? Because they have the most visa-free countries of any of the countries in the world. Now, there are countries that you won't hear on here, like Germany, Singapore, either because you had to pay real high taxes or you had to relinquish your other passports. There was language tests that you had to take. Some sort of, they didn't qualify under the dual citizenship, English speaking, getting your income tax to zero, and no language tests. One of all, or either all of those, they didn't qualify for. So we just left them off, okay? So this is why, and like I say, if you're looking for a second passport, these are the countries you want to stick with because you're not going to get these gotchas in the end. Because the things that I'm telling you, you don't want to be getting a country that's going to make you relinquish all your other passports. You got this problem, you got a language test you're going to have to take. All kinds of problems that you're going to run into that's going to keep you from getting that second passport, okay? All right, now Ireland was actually the number one on this list. Like I said, we left a lot of them off because they didn't qualify for this. But Ireland has a non-dom tax system. They qualify under this. In Ireland, it's dual citizenship. They allow English speaking. You can get your income taxes to zero if you're good about how you bring your money in. Because remember, Ireland, if you go in as a non-dom, you're not making Ireland as your domicile. You're making some other country your domicile. Even if you get citizenship, it will not affect that as long as you have domicile citizenship in another country before you get the Irish passport. Okay. So if you got a U.S. passport and you relinquish it for Irish passport, you can't file for the non-dom system in Ireland. That's your domicile at that point. You need to have a passport before you go into Ireland, and then you can get citizenship there and make it as a non-domicile situation, and then you only pay taxes on money that you bring in the country. And there are ways you can look at all the videos on how you can bring in money and literally tax-free. You'll have to look at other videos on that, how that works. The next one is Malta. Malta, I almost left it off the list, and I'll tell you why. But I just had to include it. And the reason I said Malta we put on here because Malta does have a residency by investment program. It fits all the classifications almost totally. Dual citizenship, English speaking. You literally can get your income taxes to zero, but the government does have a 5,000 euro minimum per year you have to pay, even if you get your income taxes to zero, if you're qualifying for the non-dom program. Okay. Now, and there is no. If there is a language test they have there, it would be in English, so you would have that option. Although on the residency by investment, at the time that this is being done, I have not seen where you've got any sort of language requirement there. But that is the second best passport as far as visa-free travel I've got on this list now. The next one is Cyprus. Cyprus has got a non-dom type program, and the first three are all non-dom type systems, okay? All three of these countries, believe it or not, actually have pretty high taxes, but they do have a non-dom system if you qualify for the non-dom, and they only tax you on remitted income, okay? Now, Cyprus, their program is actually only good for 17 years on their non-dom. Malta's is perpetual, and so is Ireland. But again, Cyprus is a 17-year period. If you want to get your taxes to zero after that, you would have to relocate. You can move to Ireland. You have free movement once you get that passport anywhere in the EU, so you could actually move to Ireland if you want to do that at that point. A lot of people do shy away from Ireland because the weather is pretty bad. That's one thing you got to get used to. All right, Barbados is the next one, and I'm giving it to you as far as visa-free travel. I put the one at the top first, Ireland, and then went down from there. Barbados is the next. They got a non-dom type system here, and Barbados is, of course, in the Caribbean. They've got really good visa-free travel there, so you got to have to decide what type of weather you want to live into, because the weather in Barbados is tropical, very nice, a whole lot better than you're going to get in Ireland. So you have to decide, is that the type of weather that you want. But again, dual citizenship is allowed there. It's English speaking. You can get your income taxes to zero if you're good about bringing your money in on a non-dom type system, and that's what you want to be looking for. All right, now the next one is St. Kitts and Nevis. Now St. Kitts and Nevis is the only one on this list that you can, it not only fits all these qualifications, but you can get the passport in about 4 to 8 months, sometimes a little bit longer, depending on how quick everything's moving there. The thing that you have to understand here is this one. You have two main choices pretty much. One is where you're doing a donation option. Now it's $250,000 minimum, depending on how many people in your family you want to get the passport. The other option is going to be a lot cheaper. In fact, as I mentioned before, this is probably the best program if you want it fast with the least cost and never even leave your house, because they have a real estate option. You only pay $25,000 US for one person to get a passport, and you do have to buy property. But the only government fee you pretty much pay that goes to the government, there's a background check fee, but the government fee right now is $25,000. I see this going to be going up. I don't know when it will, but the donation option is $250,000. You pay 10% of that on the real estate option with St. Kitts, and that is, I can't see them keeping that at $25,000. But that is an option you can go on if you want to get it quick. And the great thing about St. Kitts, they don't have a non-dom system. They don't have any income tax, no capital gains tax, no estate or inheritance tax. And property tax is only 0.20% of what you're purchasing, with a $29,600 US dollar exclusion before that 0.20% kicks in. Woo, going up a steep hill here. Not ready to give out. All right, the next one, they actually, they don't have a citizenship by investment. They've got a residency by investment. And it's one that you never hear about. I'm probably the only YouTube channel that I've seen that's put videos on St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's the next in line. And they've got good tax laws too. Not as good as St. Kitts, but you can get your taxes down pretty close to zero. And they've got really good visa-free travel there. Almost the same as St. Kitts. In fact, take that back. They just tied with them. Sorry. They are tied with St. Kitts. And you can get the residency by investment through in 9 years and apply for the passport. St. Kitts, if you go in with the residency by investment, you got to reside there for 14 years before you can apply for the passport. But they fit all these qualifications. Now again, like I said, why I'm not listing all these other countries? They don't fulfill those requirements that I just told you. Next one is Seashells. They're just under St. Vincent and the Grenadines as far as visa-free travel goes. They fit in all these qualifications. One thing I'm going to tell you, and I've done other videos on this, even on the $500,000 program where you invest in a property, we're not seeing people get the passport, getting the passport and citizenship unless they're married. They do allow dual citizenship, but the problem is people are not getting that passport after 2 years like they're advertising it. The reason I'm telling you this, I don't want you to go down there. It's a long trip. Invest $500,000 and then not come through, okay? You can eventually get it, but we're finding out the ones that are getting in a predictable time period, they're marrying a national, okay? I have people disagree with this all the time. I've talked with some of the best lawyers. We've worked with people there. Very difficult. You don't believe me? Go down there and test it out yourself if you want. I'm trying to save you some time. Next one is Antigua and Barbados. They're the last on the list. And they've got a citizenship by investment program. They also have a residency by investment program too. 5 years of residency, then you can apply for the passport. But I'm going to tell you, whenever you go in the Caribbean, whether it's St. Kitts, St. Vincent and Grenadines, or Antigua, everything is slow. I'm going to tell you. So you will not get exactly in that time period. If you go with the fast track programs, Antigua or St. Kitts, you will get it fast. By far, those two are the quickest in getting the passport. So if you're looking again, when you want to get a passport, you don't want to give up all your other passports. They allow dual citizenship. You want to be an English-speaking country. Get your income taxes to zero. You not have to take a language test. Not even have to go to the country. St. Kitts and Antigua are going to be your best option. But again, St. Kitts, the visa for travel is less. If you go to the real estate option, you're looking at only $25,000 US. And that's it, man. You're not going to get anything lower than that on the government fee. If you want to know more on this, folks, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. Just ask for some help. Folks, we don't monetize this channel. You can do us a big favor. Hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen right here. You get new videos automatically as they come out. And give us a thumbs up if you like our video. And share this video with your friends. And if you want more information, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. If you want to legally get your income taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 4 to 8 months. I'll look forward to talking to you in the next video. Take care.